Hey friends, Tux here. I've had a few viewers reach out to me about this exact app player, citing that it is one of the most full-featured and one of the best sounding and just one of the biggest values in dApps right now. So we're going to check it out together. This is available on Amazon. Before I go further, I will mention I'll have a link for this right below, so be sure and click that link to get yours at the very best price, okay? But I have to say, I'm loving the aesthetic of this whole thing. I hear this has very cool, like, kind of early Apple iPod vibes, and just really cool. So I'm digging kind of the almost like 80s look to this. Very giftable. I mean, the holidays are coming up. It's a great time to give the gift of music, and I love the fact that this is not just like a brown cardboard box, but a really creative, very colorful, like little box, like open on the top. That is hilarious. Loving it, guys. Just great little player. This is considered the Y1 music player, okay? And I will again have a link for you down below, but there's a barcode in case you need it, okay? But let's go ahead and we'll open this up together here. The price is about 50 bucks, and it says the internal storage is 128 gigs. So that's a lot of room. That's probably more room than you need, to tell you the truth, for music. So really, really cool. It's got a 2.4-inch screen, and the battery life is about 35 hours. And check it out, guys. Before we get to the player, let's go ahead and check out the accessories. This looks very cool form factor. Not too big, not too small. Let's go ahead and see what's in the box. We'll take that out. Very nicely packed. We'll pop this out and pull that through, and oh, we got some cool accessories here. Check it out. Okay, so this is a USB-C device. So we have the cord, which you guys know I love. New cords with new devices, always welcome. And so many companies are trying to cheap out and not include a cord. I really appreciate when they include one, because one thing I've found, especially with data transmission, I get a lot of questions about transferring data. You know, when I say data, I mean music files from like a computer to the dApp, okay? And the thing is that not all cables are created equal, and sometimes if you have like a cheap little like dollar store cable or some other cable that might be okay for transmitting some data, may not be good enough to transfer music files, you know, or video files and that kind of thing. So it's cool they include a cable that definitely works with the device. So again, thank you guys for that. And it looks like a very generous length of cable at that too. And again, that is USB-A or just USB to USB-C. Okay, so very cool. You might already have a bunch of USB-C devices and cables, and that's great. That means you can charge this on your cell phone cable or wherever else in the car, etc., etc. So very cool. And then one thing I really like about this is the fact that they actually include earbuds. Now, before I go into this, let me take a look at the book here real quick. I have a lot to say about this, so in 1 second. Hello, very cool. And here we have a picture, and oh, check that out. That definitely has kind of an iPad vibe. Look at that. That is just screaming early iPad, which is great. I love the retro aesthetic. I have very fond memories of my earlier iPods, and you know, they're kind of outdated for today's music collection, and they're way overpriced. I mean, this is like 50 bucks, you know, great price, but back in the day they were kind of pricey. So it's kind of cool. It has that vibe of the original iPod. Looking at it, has a click wheel. Okay, very cool, like a little spin wheel kind of situation. All the normal controls, volume up, down, etc., play, pause. Talks about transferring music, so that's really good. If you guys have a question, it's included right there. I do have separate videos on transferring music. It's one of the most clicked on videos of mine lately, is how to transfer music. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I do respond to most questions, okay? Talks about charging the player, very cool. It's USB-C. We'll show you more about that in just 1 second, okay? Talks about the different buttons, fast forward, rewind, all that good stuff. And let's see, continuing on, talks about shuffle. It does have shuffle, which is great, and it does have loop too. And I believe this does actually have, people ask about, like, does it have A-B repeat? I've gotten a lot of questions about that in the last month, which I haven't really heard of for a while. And some early CD players of mine had A-B repeat, but not all the dApps do. And this one does have A-B repeat. So if you're looking for that in a player, this is perfect for you, okay? And just continuing on real quickly, talks about the music, and it looks like we have some things in probably different languages here in the back of the book, but really a nice full function book. Lots of stuff. Talks about the FM radio. Looks really good. Talks about playing photos on it. It talks about Bluetooth. I get a lot of Bluetooth questions, so it talks about pairing, so that's really good. And that is great. Now, I would recommend wire headphones, and I notice I'm pumped because they actually include a pair of earbuds. So many dApps these days do not include a pair of earbuds, and of course you might go out and buy a $400 pair of Sony or earbuds or, you know, headphones or whatever, but it's cool they include one, you know, and this takes it a step further. Check it out, guys. This has a beautiful black braided cord. I can see it through the bag here. Let me see if I can open this up here. There we go. And we'll pull it out. It looks like they do give you a couple extra little ends too. So no matter if your ear holes are bigger or smaller, they got you covered. So that's really cool. They give you some extra little rubber ear buds. It looks like you have 3 sizes altogether. It looks like the small, medium, and there's one on here too, which is large. But check out this beautiful black braided cord. You guys know I love braided cords. It's just a little sign of quality. It's a little tell, if you will, to that they care about this device and they went that extra step they really didn't have to do. So really cool. Love the braids on it. Nice tight braids. Looks awesome. And these earbuds look extremely small and comfortable. So they're going to fit in your ear. They kind of have a cool set. Check out. It looks like kind of like a push pin or something. Very cool. I'm going to listen to some music on these included earbuds later in the video and check it out. And I'll let you know my feelings on them. But first impression, that is definitely a step above a normal pack-in pair of free earbuds. They look great. So we'll put this to the sound test in a bit. But so far, I'm impressed. Time to check out the player. Let's go ahead and slide this out here. We'll pull it out. Looks about the size of a credit card, roughly. Okay, loving has a slightly shiny aesthetic to it, kind of like gray paint. Or this one is considered black, but I should mention that this comes in a lot of really fun colors. Like I would love to check out the orange one, and they have some really cool colors to this. But this is the black one, which is great traditional black. You can't go wrong with black, you know. So looking at the front here, and oh my God, look at that. That is so adorable, man. This looks like a classic iPod, but is definitely thinner and more useful, like with modern music, than an iPod would be, you know. But very, very cool look to it. Let's go ahead and try and boot this up here. We'll give this a little, I'm already getting a little smudge on it. Down here at the bottom, I should mention that there is a spot for the USB. So this is where you'd plug in the USB cord for powering and for data transfer. It should just click in there. Yep, there we go. It's clicked in. And of course, this you'd plug into your computer or your power strip, your charger, etc., etc. So very cool. We'll unplug that. And of course, the 3.5 included headphones. Okay, 3.5. We're going to plug that in just like that. And then it goes like that. So very cool. Very easy to plug in. That is awesome. All right, let's go ahead and try and boot this bad boy up. We're going to hit the power button here. Let me check out, see if there's any other buttons or things we should mention. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll hit this. I'm going to hold the middle part here. And there we go. We're booting up. First boot up. Looks like we get the name flash and we have a little light animation here. There you go. Let me get the camera angled so you can see this better. INNIOASIS. I dimmed the lights here so you can see just a little bit better here. It's going into sleep mode. You can see it has a nice little power fade there to save the battery life. So that's very cool. Now, one thing that does stand out to me is this very much is like a classic iPod where instead of hitting like up or down like you would, it has the scroll wheel. So you just kind of touch the little wheel here and you go through all the features. So here you can see all sorts of goodies here. It plays music, obviously. It does videos. It does audiobooks. It has its own little button for audiobooks, which is really good too. I have had people asking me more recently more about audiobooks. So yes, indeed, this will do audiobooks for you. So that's great. It can display photos for you. It is FM radio. Now for FM radio, you'll make sure you plug in the included earbuds because this acts as an antenna for the FM radio, okay? Important safety tip. Now for the Bluetooth, it doesn't specify, as far as I can see, what version of Bluetooth it is. I would think that's 5.0, but I have to mention, I really like the way when you do go into Bluetooth here, it not only wants to go ahead and try and connect to devices like earbuds or whatever, it actually looks for things. Like it sees my Samsung TV in this room, and it like is ready to connect to other things. So that's really cool. I would think at this point it would be Bluetooth 5.0, but if there is any change in my opinion on that, I'll put a little comment down below. But so far, I'm definitely impressed with this Bluetooth setup. Very easy to configure. Now under settings, we have a lot of different choices here. You can see we have things such as timed shutdown, which is pretty rare for DAP players, to be honest with you. We have shuffle. People ask about that a lot. We have repeat on and off. We have EQ. Let's take a look at that one. We're just going to slide down here and hit enter. And this is just what you'd think. You go ahead and slide it and hit the circle. And here from the EQ, you can see it has a wide variety, definitely probably more than other ones, presets. We have classical, dance, flat, folk, heavy metal, hip hop, jazz, pop, rock. Hopefully this isn't doing copyright strike on me. But it looks like a lot of different options for you. And it also there is a custom, I believe. So let's go ahead and pick, go back. I think I'll go ahead and pick, let's go ahead and just do normal for now. So we'll hit that. And then from that to go back, you go ahead and hit the top button here to like go back home, okay? We have file extensions on, key lock. Scrolling down even more, it goes beyond the bottom of this. Key tone, key vibration, on, off. Wallpaper, backlight. Let's go ahead and hit the backlight here. I like to have that be a little bit longer. Looks like 60 sounds good. All right, we'll go back and let me go one more time down here and see if there's anything else hiding here at the bottom of the menu for you. Let's see, we'll just scroll down here. Key vibration, wallpaper, brightness. Yeah, let's turn up the brightness. I always like that for videos. There we go. The screen is nice and bright, but when shooting videos, the camera tends to make it look darker. So I want to make sure you guys can see everything nice. And we're going to hit back again, back again. Okay, there we go. And that is it for that. So lots of good stuff in here. What I want to do now is I want to load music. In fact, I'll show you real quick how I load music, just that way you guys understand and you'll get off to a good start. Now, loading music is very simple, okay? You just basically take the included USB. We're going to plug that into a computer. This is a Surface I use basically as a music bank. I keep a lot of my music files on here for testing. So we're going to pop this in like that. Then we're going to take the USB, same way you charge it. And we're just going to plug this in the bottom of the player here, just like that. Super easy. And you can see immediately when I did that, it says USB connected and knows that's connected to a computer, okay? And then here you can turn on USB storage. We're going to hit that. So now the computer will be able to see this device as a hard drive, and we can actually transfer some music over. In fact, you can see right here, USB drive. So it knows what's happening here. We're going to go down here and click, and we'll tell the computer to open file. And that way, every time this opens up, it'll go right into the file system, and we can start transferring some music over, okay? So very cool stuff. Very easy, I should say. Okay, so over here, we're going to go ahead and just look for some music. We'll go to my music collection. Let's see here. We'll go under music. And here we have a bunch of different music we can drag over. Now over on the side over here, you can see we'll have the DAP player. It will show it. So all you really have to do is just drag and drop music. And very, very simple. We'll go ahead and pick something here. Looks like Android device. This particular one here, download. There is a music file. Okay, so some systems like Sony and different brands will actually have a folder for music. Some you just drop it right on the hard drive. So this one's a little more organized. So this one wants it to go into a music file. So no problem there. We'll go ahead and just take this and we're going to put this to the side. And then over here, we have our music collection over on this side here. I'm going to scroll down. And we'll pick out some music here to throw into it. Let me go ahead and click music again. There we go. And we'll go ahead and pick some stuff. What should we put in there? Let's see. I'm going to pick a variety of music to test here. Let's see. What should we go ahead and pick? Maybe I'm going to go with some Flack here. We got the Police. That seems like a good choice. We'll throw a few songs over here real quick. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do maybe Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. Maybe Synchronicity 2. We'll pop those over there. Let me go up, pick some other different types of music here. Maybe we'll do some Muse. We'll do something from Will of the People. Let's see what we got on here. Pick a few more songs. And you can see right here it's transferring the music. So it's a pretty quick and painless process as far as switching the music over. And let me see here. What will I pick? Maybe I'll do Won't Stand Down. And we will do this song right here. I'm not going to say the name because it's got a bad word in it. And let's go back. Let's see. Maybe we'll pick something older. Maybe do a little Genesis would be fun. Let's go ahead and do one of my favorite Genesis songs here. Let's see. Let's do, well, Abacab's a great test song. So I'll do that. And then let's see. Do they have a Legal Alien? They do not. Okay. We'll go ahead and do, oh no, there it is right there. That's a good song to test. We'll put it there, and then we'll go up and let's pick a couple other tunes here. Maybe we'll do some Gorillaz would be good. Let's see here. Maybe we'll do Gorillaz Dare would be nice. We'll take that and slide that over here. And maybe Stylo from Gorillaz. We'll drop that as well. There we go. And let's go back up and pick up a couple more songs. You see, it's very quick and very easy. So if you have problems, let me know. But it shouldn't be a problem transferring music onto this app. It looks like this app is hungry for music. We'll pick a couple things here from the Wombats. That sounds like a good choice. Oh, that one's empty. Let me grab a different folder then. Nope, that one's empty too. All right, let's see here. Maybe no Wombats. Let's see what else we got here. We'll scroll down a little bit more. In fact, I'm just going to grab a kind of a assortment of songs here. We'll just grab a big chunk of these bad boys and slide it on over. And you can see right now it's just transferring. It's very, very quick and easy. And from that point, you can easily make playlists or do A and B, pick out favorites, all that good stuff. Very easy to transfer. So now we have all these songs over here. This is what's on our DAP. So we have a good little assortment of music to test. And again, this thing holds a lot of music. So you should have no problem really having your whole music collection on there. In fact, if you probably won't need any more space. That 128 gigs is plenty. All right. So now we're going to take this here. Okay. And we're going to check to make sure the music's here. We'll unplug it, okay? And then here under music, let's go up here to music. Oh, gotta use the scroll wheel. There we go, we'll hit this. And you can see now here, I'll hit all songs. It's scanning the music files for the first time. Let's see here. And there we go, there's all of our songs. So you can see everything made it in here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pack-in headphones here. Okay, I'm gonna plug these headphones in. Again, I like this is a great little player. It's not real heavy. It's a good size for your hand. Definitely nice and easy for if you're on the go, if you're on at the gym, if you're scooting around town. Very good stuff for in class or on the subway. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, listen to some music here, and I'll be right back with some final thoughts. You guys are in for a treat. Oh my God. Okay, so this kind of blew me away, guys. A lot to go over here. First off, the sound separation. I don't know if it is these quality. They're really good quality pack-in earbuds. Like, I was amazed at how good these sound. And normally, like, free pack-in earbuds sound okay, but these sound exceptional for being pack-in earbuds. Really, really good sounding. And of course, you have to attribute part of that to the player itself. I mean, very crisp, very clean, very HD sounding, really nice immersive sound field, great separation from left to right. Definitely the highs, you could hear like the little hi-hats, but then the bass was amazing. Like in Dare here by Gorillaz, it is that like you could feel that bass, which normally you can't do with sub-$100 headphones, to say nothing about even just being pack-ins. So if you take this great little player, I mean, it's awesome, just right out of the box, just like this. But if you were to pair this with a pair of, like, you know, Sony noise canceling flagship headphones, it would be absolutely mind-blowing. But just again, out of the box, this is an amazing experience. I listened to a bunch of different songs, test songs. I tend to use the same test songs, and like Genesis Abacab is one. It's an older song, but it's got this great intro, this how it starts. Super good. Like, you can feel air pressure pumping out of these little freebie earbuds, and these are pretty comfortable too. Again, they do have a little bit of an angle too, which is great, so they fit in your ear really nice, and they stay in there really well too. So if you are doing something strenuous like jogging or working out or something, they're gonna stay in your ear, which is really important. Nothing is more annoying than even like my expensive Sony earbuds. Sometimes I'll be like walking or something, and little by little they start kind of wanting to pop out, you know, and you don't like that. You don't want your earbud to hit the ground, you know. So it's great. These fit really comfortably, and they sound really amazing. I was really super pleasantly shocked how great they sound. So right now we have this going with the earbuds, the wired earbuds, but if you unplug this here, it probably is going to pause, but it goes right to a little speaker here. Let me hit play again. Hear it? And you know, it's not super loud. It's not going to be like a boom box, but it's going to be enough that you can actually get like a little sense of the song you're playing while you set to plug this in. Some devices, even more expensive devices, don't have any kind of actual speaker. The $800 Sony ZX707 doesn't have a speaker. So if you're powering it on and putting, you know, trying to listen to a song as you're putting your headphones in, you don't know what's going on. So it's great that this does give you a little bit of music, just enough, a little taste of it while you get your earbuds going. Or honestly, if you're at work or sitting at a desk or something, this is more than enough to actually have a little enjoyable music playing in the background while you're sitting there, so you can actually be, you know, ear free, ready for communication with other coworkers or whatever. So really cool. Love the form factor. I love the fact there's not a lot of buttons here. So if you are moving a lot, like again at the gym or walking or something, we walk around New York playing Pokemon Go and Pokemon Go Fest days, that kind of thing. And it's a situation where sometimes walking, you'll end up hitting a button on some other dApps. But this one, since the side here is button free, it will help prevent that. And there's a lock mechanism too, which is really good, you know, to keep the music playing. So once you just hit play, and then it'll keep rolling, you know. But just really amazing sounding, guys. I kid you not. These earbuds and this are a great combination. You can tell they put some thought and time into trying to have a really good pair of pack-in earbuds. And again, like if you're thinking about giving someone a gift for this holiday season, giving the gift of music is a great thing to do. You know, you could load this full of different tunes, kind of like, remember you used to make like mixtapes back in the day, that kind of thing. Like you could load some of your favorite songs on here, or maybe if you're giving it as a gift to a girlfriend, it's like maybe put all of her favorite songs on there. Think about that and give it as a gift to someone, you know. Or maybe you're flying, you have a long flight or something come up, load it full of music, give it to someone you love. They can listen to music on the plane. Like really, really cool idea. Definitely worth it. And the fact that this is just a great little setup here, you get everything you need, it all inclusive, is wonderful. Now, before I go to my final conclusion on this, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the other features too, because it does have some other features here too. It does have the FM radio. Let me put that to the test here real quick. We're going to back out of this. So the top is back, okay? And then down here, we're going to go to FM radio. Okay, so we're going to hit back again. And here we go. We're going to use the scroll wheel, and we're going to go down to FM radio. Now, for FM radio, you want to make sure that you use the little plug here, because again, this acts kind of as the antenna. So we're going to plug that in here, and let's go ahead and hit FM radio. Now, I live in Key West, Florida, which is a little island. It's the southernmost city in the U.S., and we don't have a whole lot of FM radio, but there is some. So let's see if it finds anything here. So start automatic find. It's going to ask, like, do we want to find, oh, I hit no by accident. All right, let me go ahead and go into this again here. We're going to scroll over to yes. There we go, and hit yes. And now it's automatically searching for radio stations. Let's see what it finds. Let's see if it finds my favorite, which is 106.9. It's like the alt-rock channel here in Key West. We'll see if it finds that. So right now it's searching. It's looking for stations. While it's doing that, let me explain a few other features to you as well. Okay, so I want to mention the battery life. People ask about battery life. This has a 35-hour battery life. Now, there's a lot that goes into battery life. You know, the volume you're using can affect the battery life, and there's a lot of other things too, as far as you know, like listening to music or being paused, etc., etc. But 35 hours is a good amount of use for sure. It's more than enough for a day at school or taking a trip of some kind, which is really cool, you know. So that's definitely worth it. And just other cool features too. It supports video, obviously. As far as video and audio formats, for audio formats, it supports MP3, WAV, FLAC, APE, OGG, M4A, AAC, WMAs, MP2s, AMRs, MIDs, M4Rs, MMFs, WVs, AIF, AIFF, AU, RA, MKA, AC3, and CAF, okay? And of course, since it supports the WMAs, I would assume that would include DSF and DSD files, which is my favorite music file format, okay? So keep in mind, the bigger HD file formats will take up more space, but they'll sound even better. And this stuff we're playing right here, from my example, I was using FLAC, just so you know. So it was a good, like, medium-sized file, you know, better than MP3, but it wasn't like the largest, you know, most intrusive size-wise file. And it sounded amazing. I was honestly I was more than a little blown away by how great this sounded together. Now let's go ahead and wake this up here, and it looks like we found some stations here. Let's go ahead and see. We're gonna, yeah, I see. So when I hit forward here, and there is 106.9 to find my favorite station. Let me give this a quick listen and see how this sounds. Let me just pop this in and hit play here and see what we're hearing. There we go. Oops, went back too far. Yep, and there we go. And to use volume, you just scroll the wheel. It's smart enough that it knows that once it's in a mode, it'll switch to it. Now, I do have a few fingerprints on here. That's on me, though, guys, so sorry about that. But yeah, so FM radio is very good. Keep in mind, like, you never know when you might need an FM radio during a hurricane or time of crisis. Having an FM radio is a really good thing to have. So even if you're thinking, oh, I listen to satellite radio, or I don't listen to radio at all, like, it's a good idea to have FM radio. One quick note on audiobooks: it has a really cool feature that not all dApps have. Some will play an audiobook, but it doesn't allow you to accurately bookmark a book, okay? And of course, if you're listening to an audiobook, you don't want to lose your space because it could be a big distance between chapters. So for this one, you just push the button, there's a long pause, and it adds a bookmark for you, which is a really cool feature. As a book lover, like, that's something which I really definitely appreciate. So it's cool that it has that. And it's a good thing you can actually plug this in your car if you're listening to audiobook or whatever, and that can be a great way of doing audiobooks on the go. Okay, to recap, this is a Y1 video and music player, okay? This is a digital music player which can do HD music, and it can do more. It can do audiobooks, it can do FM radio. It makes a great gift. I love the fact, first, the clarity of this is awesome. Honestly, guys, you got to hear this to believe this. I would almost say it like it rivals like $1,000 player. It sounds really good. Okay, it sounds better than it has a right to sound for $50, honestly. And the pack-in headphones, loving the beautiful braided cord. The fact they sound so good, they fit great is awesome. Loving the retro vibes with the cool iPad look, the scroll wheel. It will take you back to the glory days of when digital music first came out, and perhaps even like reignite the fire, your love of music, you know. And if you're looking to express music to someone else, like, you know, give the gift of music, it could be a great way, you know, of making a combo tape kind of thing, a modern 2025, 26 combo tape, you know, for someone else, like put their favorite music or favorite music on here and give it as a gift. It would be perfect for that. You know, with the holidays coming up, especially for someone who's new to HD music, this is a great way you can give an all-inclusive gift. It has everything you need, and it's USB-C, it's easy to transfer files, it does audiobooks, you know, photos, videos, you name it, it does everything. It's a great little player for the money. Now, if you have any questions about this Y1 player, let me know in the comments below, or shoot me an email to tuxtoys@gmail.com. You know I'm here to help, okay? All right, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I may have some follow-up videos or comparisons later, too, or some additional notes I'll put down below, but I'm really digging this player, guys. It really, really sounds great, and you get such a good value, long battery life, great sound, and everything you need out of the box. I absolutely love it, guys. All right. And don't forget, there's different colors, too. I would love to see some of the other colors. In fact, I would welcome testing some of the other colors on this channel down the road, because I would love to see the orange one and a few of the other color choices, too. Colors, like, to me, it's really fun. I'll have different DAPs for different purposes. I'll load one up with, like, you know, like modern alt rock, and I'll have one for classic rock or club music or whatever. It's fun to have different players for different things. And sometimes I'll actually, kind of in my mind, I'll have different colors for different things. So I can just grab that blue player, and I know that's blank type of music, you know. So it's really cool. It gives you some options for colors. Although the black is classic, it looks awesome just as is, okay? All right, again, friends, I want to thank you for watching the video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Click the link.